Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, appreciate it, Blaze.
A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost attraction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man,
Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 950th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity, misogyny, and small dick energy. It is Monday, April 10th of 2023. It is good to have you guys in today. Computer. Damn it. Computer. The hell? It's funny, the longer you have Alexa, the less she listens. It's incredible. Anyway, as always, we are streaming live simultaneously to YouTube, Rumble, and of course in crystal clear high-resolution 4K to Sharpe Stream. So however you are watching, wherever you're watching us from, thank you for making the Sharpe Reality Live a part of your daily routine. Hang on. We do it live. There we go. Yeah, I was a little late today. Running a little bit behind. Made some studio changes. Had to switch out my soundboard, and so I had to unplug some things. And the way OBS works is if you unplug it, you have to reinstall it. So it is what it is. My bad on being late. It is what it is. All right. Listen, man, we're not going to waste any time here. We're going to get right into today's topic. First, I want to address this. It's Daddy D says you had beef with Torsha, saying she's a bad representative, but she was a real one. Okay, well, that remains to be seen. And I've heard that she I heard that she did have a good showing in this particular discussion. But just because I have beef with someone does not mean that I don't also acknowledge that they might have a moment of, they might have moments where they're dropping nuggets of truth. No, I do not like Tori. I've not parsed my words. I don't like her. There's something about, she has done and said things in my presence that leads me to believe that she can't be trusted. That's it. So, but just because I don't trust someone, doesn't mean that I can't acknowledge when they get a W every once in a while. So yeah, I have beef with Tori. But I don't like Tori. And yeah, she is a bad representative, but who knows? Maybe she's a better representative here. Okay, fine. And Tori doesn't need she doesn't need my validation. She doesn't need me to sign off on her. She's got Rolla to do that. I'm not tripping. So we have to, with new information, guys, with new information, guys, you have to be able to, you got to be able to be mature about this. You got to be able to be mature about this kind of stuff. Give me 2 seconds here. Let me go to I think I'm going to try, you know what? Let's see this. What is that? Shot number 1. You know something? I think. Let's do this. Breakdown main event. Give me 2 seconds, guys. We do it live. I'm trying to make this a better experience for you guys, and I'm toying around with a couple of things. I know I should have done this before I came on. Who knows? You know what? I'll mess around with it later. I ain't tripping. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this party started right now.
Can I ask you a question, though, or ask the group a question? There's more world leaders who are male, and typically I think
Good,
leadership...
that's a good thing. Women should not be in positions of extreme leadership like presidents, et cetera, because we're too emotional.
I'm feeling a lot of emotions right now.
See, already, I can't stand it. I can't... Just give me 2 seconds, guys. I can already tell the way he said that. Wow.
If you agree, step forward. Women have more privileges today than men.
Yes, they do.
I went back and forth on this.
Wait a minute. None of those dudes moved? Jesus Christ. What you guys are about to see, what you guys are about to find out is just how gross male feminists are. Ay, ay, ay.
This one, thinking about the difference between more and different. I think women have distinctly different privileges than men have, but with this new feminist movement that is arising, more of the third, fourth wave, we are finding, I think, that women are placed and pedestalized above men in a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
There's affirmative action hiring and scholarships where women, sometimes even regardless of academic standing or achievement, are prioritized above men. But men also have different privileges that they get to act.
You know, it's interesting. I watched a video of Candace Owens on Dr. Phil, and she talked about how affirmative action and, gender-based decisions really more or less hurt black people, women, and minorities. You got black people and people who are a part of minority groups getting opportunities, not for qualification, but because of what their gender is, or what their race is. King Life says, "Damn, Janelle ain't hiding the bosoms." Yeah, Janelle's tits were out and about. They really, really were. Listen, man, I mean, dude, I love Janelle to death, but her line of work, and I've told her this before, her line of work is the reason why I could never, ever date her. Couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It's just, and again, listen, man, I don't, I'm just telling you guys what I would do. The guy she's dating now is actually a pretty cool guy, man. He's a younger guy. And I've never talked to him about his relationship with Janelle. But me, as far as I'm concerned, I could not be with a woman like Janelle. Number one, because she is a single mother, and number two, her job involves you know, if she's just around men too much. That's just how I roll. All the best.
Success. I struggle to say more, but I think I do agree with.
Oh boy. All right, guys. I hate to have to do this. But it's time for the like clock. The like clock is in full effect. I've got 216 people in here. I only have 92 likes. Only 92 likes. I need 175 likes. I need to get to 175 likes within the next 9 minutes and 45 seconds, or I will turn off the chat until I get there. Let's continue.
The feminist movement now, there is more.
If you are born into this life with a vagina, you inherently have 10 times more privilege than a man. From
Real talk.
the time they
Real
are
talk.
little. Girls are always like doted on and you're so pretty and cute.
Yep.
Coddled.
They're
Yep.
coddled,
Yeah.
right? As they should be, you know?
Yeah.
We want that feminine, nurturing energy in them. You can kind of be a degenerate woman and have a hot body and be a millionaire on OnlyFans.
No, you can actually be a degenerative woman, a degenerate, and have a hot body and make millions on Instagram. Or Instagram on OnlyFans. You absolutely can. There is no kind of about it.
Men don't have that privilege. Now, women don't have to like work to get a guy. They're just hot. And then guys come to them and spend their resources on them. A man has to prove himself. He has to build a body. He has to make money. He has to build influence. He has to become a protector, a provider. Women just have that naturally by just having a vagina, as I said.
That's why it's frustrating, because the feminist movement has been all about women acting like they don't have rights and acting like they have it pretty hard in the modern day world.
Jesus
I can't think of a
Christ.
single thing that I don't have that a guy has.
Guys, listen, this is a question that we have actually started asking women on these podcasts. What rights and privileges in 2023, what rights and privileges do men have that women do not? Right? What rights and privileges do men have that women do not? The answer is nothing. It's nothing. And just like the girl said, feminism in the United States, it's become a hate group. They don't want equality. They want power and leverage.
Or
That
you
they
know,
only have.
like,
I would say the
yet
one
they
thing I
only
would
have.
say is the safety thing. That's the only thing that I would say is that women are disadvantaged from. By nature, women are not as physically strong. I mean, you're physically strong, but as physically strong.
I'm still stronger than she is.
He's great biceps. And men just are. And if you're walking down a dark alley as a woman, you're going to feel some type of way sometimes,
That's
right?
why we need guns.
Well, there you go.
I'm going to talk a little bit more about like the judicial system. When it comes to, let's say, domestic dispute, if a woman calls the police, they automatically show up, arrest the man.
Yep.
This
the Duluth model.
I
Oh,
think
wow.
is
Yeah,
how
there
you
it is.
pronounce
Damn. Okay. Oh, okay. That's cool that they put the. That's cool that they put the. Listen, man. Listen. Obviously, this is. It appears that this Jubilee podcast is interested in the exchange of information, not trying to tilt something one way or the other.
And
guys, we need 25 more likes. We need 25 more likes in 6 minutes and 49 seconds, or I'm turning off the chat until I get to 175.
that's already in place. It's not necessarily like a right or anything, but it's certainly in all of the police departments. Is if feminism is all about equality, why would you automatically arrest a man? When they arrest him, his name is in the newspaper automatically.
Right.
The fact that a woman can say Jane Doe and she doesn't have to put her name out there, what skin in the game is there?
And there's so many instances of that. I know men personally who have had domestic violence within the relationship with children involved, unfortunately. And the woman attacked the man in front of the child, and he's still. I know 2 instances personally, and he's still fighting to get the child back.
Yeah, what Tori pointed out there about the Duluth model is absolutely correct. All a woman has to do is call the cops and say he put his hands on me, and the guy automatically goes to jail.
That's from the Me Too movement. Congratulations. You guys got that.
it kind of invalidates the women who do come forward and who
Correct.
have faced rape and sexual assault and all of that.
Yes.
Because then it kind of
Did she actually say grape? Somebody's been watching Fresh and Fit.
turned into a Twitter hashtag.
That's correct.
Where women were
Hashtag
like,
me
oh,
too.
you know what? I want to join. Like, this seems fun. Like,
For clout.
it's not
For
fun.
clout.
I think it's a mixed bag. I don't think the Me Too movement was inherently harmful. It's the Me Too movement when you
Right.
couple it with something like Believe All
Believe-
Women.
oh
That's
my
when it
God,
becomes,
yes.
And the
inherently harmful.
victimization
It
of women who
encouraged
aren't
people.
really.
Hang on a second. I just saw something in here. Oh, Semblance and Intelligence says, bro, still on Torsha. Number one, her name is not Torsha. Her name is Tori. That is her channel name. Number two, I haven't talked about Tori in months. Do your research, fam.
Really victims.
The prompt is, do women have more privileges? We have privileges simply by virtue of being women. We have privileges with affirmative action. We have
There you go.
privileges in family court, and we have privileges as far as being believed and forgiven. It's a
7 likes, guys.
something that should be acknowledged.
That's correct.
Can I have the disagreeer step forward?
Oh, God.
I appreciated the distinction of more versus different
Jesus
privileges.
Christ.
You can't just use a broad brush and paint the entire debate and say, all right,
What is up with all these male feminists, dude?
well, this is men have more than women, that's it. Like, women that must inherently then have no privileges. That's not how it works. And that's where we start to get into the idea of,
Well, that's exactly right, but that's what modern day feminism is. That's what modern day feminism is modern day feminism claims that men get all the rights and privileges, but women don't have any rights and privileges. When in actuality, it's quite literally the opposite. As I said before, there are no rights and privileges in the United States that men have that women do not. There are no rights and privileges in the United States that men have that women do not. Appreciate getting to 175 likes. Appreciate that very, very much. And I will now turn off the likes clock.
like
Let's continue.
intersectionality, where another woman who had a different experience, if it was a trans woman, if it was a woman of color, if it was
But
a
I
woman
don't
who
think we're
was,
including trans women into
Oh my
feminism.
God.
and I think we definitely should.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Dude, look, man, I have no problem with the Optimus Primes of the world. I really don't. But what the fuck does that have to do with modern day feminism? Really? You gotta be kidding me with this. Why is it that every time there's a discussion about sexual relations between men and women, Optimus Primes and Megatrons and Soundwaves gotta get in there? Well, it's actually about that too. No, it's not. It's not. Optimus Primes do not, like, that is another discussion. I just don't know why. I don't know why these people refuse to just have these conversations on their own. It's ridiculous.
I don't think
at
we
all.
should.
I think that trans women should not be a part of the feminist movement because
Oh, wow.
a man, just because they, wake up and feel like they can be a woman one day, could come in and then suddenly know what it's like to have a period,
Thank
or
you.
know what it's like to
Thank
have
you.
a child. It's anything from men replacing women in sports to men replacing women on podcasts during Women's Month and when we're talking about women's health, or you've even got biological men who think they're women going to the White House speaking on behalf of all women.
I do have a question for you based on the prompt, though, because you've lived in both experiences, at least socially.
Yeah, Devin in the chat says, yeah, let's make rules for 0.02% of the population. Exactly. Like, it's so funny, man. The population, Secondhand Truth says, where's Sam Witwicky? I see what you did there. Are you suave man number 26445 or whatever? Sam Witty. But, yeah, like I said, I have no problem with Optimus Primes. I really don't. But they have nothing to do with the feminist movement. Nothing to do with the feminist movement.
I'm curious, when you transitioned to male and people started perceiving you as male, like most people did today, what privileges changed for you, or what did you see enter your life that you didn't have before?
Yeah, and that's sort of where a lot of my beliefs in feminism do lie, is because being out into the world as a gay woman was the way I was seen. Men treated me definitely not nearly as well.
I still have no idea what this has to do with rights and privileges that men have that women don't. So now we have now we have a now we have an iron hide. Now we're going to have an iron hide or a Starscream sit here and talk about how poorly she was treated when she was a little girl. What does that have to do with rights and privileges that men have that women do not? Absolutely nothing. This is just an opportunity for this dude to be like, well, I did this and I did that. They want to be unique. Well, I'm this and I have a unique. No. This person has no idea what it's like to be a man. I don't care if he looks like one, sounds like one. Dude, you don't know, bro. Oops. Sorry about that.
Well as they did. I was bullied in school. I had people call me slurs. And it seemed like it was because I was threatening to like the male structure that we are in where...
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, so they were threatened by you? That's why they bullied you? Oh my God. Always,
like male
dude, victim Olympics, man.
And female, because I...
Yeah, Chase Adley says blah, blah, blah because of men. Yeah, exactly. If men are so terrible, why'd you decide to become one?
Was a female who liked females. I was somehow infringing on that, and so they didn't like me. Things change naturally when you socially transition and are perceived by the world in a different way. When I transitioned from being perceived as female to the world to just pretty much passing or blending full-time as male, was that I got a lot more respect from other men. People listened to me and took me seriously in a social passing setting.
So now this dude is going to sit here and say that he has now more rights and privileges as a man than he did with a woman. This is all cap. Like, dude, this dude can tell us whatever he wants to. He can tell us whatever he wants to. There are no rights and privileges that he has gained as a result of becoming a man. There's just not. If anything, he now has eliminated some rights and privileges. Alex Carter with the $10 super chat. I appreciate that very much. His thoughts on Odell to the Ravens. Anything left in the tank? Well, of course. I mean, I don't mind. Odell Beckham Jr. is only 30 years old. Yeah, he's got a couple of ACL tears. But he is still smack dab in the middle of his physical prime. Your physical prime is from ages, I would say 27. I would say maybe 26 to 33 at the very latest. Odell's only 30. Incidentally enough, Cam Newton is only 33. It's like an old 33. Let's continue.
People aren't going to harass women who are around me if I'm walking with them at night, which is just a benefit I never thought about.
So caveat, actually, so I say that, yes, there are some privileges that women have that men don't, but also there's privileges that men have that women don't. I don't think women are more privileged in our society because I could get a woman pregnant and I could just run away.
They could get...
Well, what does that have to do with privilege? Like, what does that have to do with privilege? What, you can get a woman pregnant and then run away? No, you can't. Who the hell does that? If the woman knows your name and you get her pregnant, you run away, eventually it's going to catch up to you. Try again, alpha athlete.
Well, they can get you for child support, which they do.
Are you saying she can't run away?
Go to jail.
Are you saying she can't run away from the pregnancy?
But you could actually physically leave. I know what you're saying.
At the end of the day,
so that's a right that men have that women don't? Is being able to knock up a bitch and physically...
Like, I don't see women having more privileges than men because we don't have the same... there's no way to objectively measure it.
Well, and in the scenario that you pointed out, I mean, if a woman was pregnant, she wouldn't be able to get an abortion. And
dude, what? Guys, I don't know. I have no idea. And that ditzy bitch up in Connecticut did the same thing to me. She did the same thing to me. I said, what rights and privileges do men have that women don't? She says, let's talk about reproductive rights. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Nope. They always go to reproductive rights and noit robas because there is nothing else. There is nothing else. Well, reproductive rights, men don't have reproductive rights. We have no reproductive rights. We have no say. We have absolutely no say in which children live and which babies die. They don't. We absolutely do not. As soon as our sperm leaves our bodies, that's it. Like, our reproductive rights are over with. Whereas women can unilaterally decide to terminate the pregnancy via noit roba, or she can decide to have the kid and hit you with child support. Fuck out of here, man.
That's a major disadvantage.
Yeah.
You can't get an abortion.
A major disadvantage? How about we not have unprotected sex? How about that?
But children can go get a gender change at 12 with a
Feels
parent,
like you're
at
very
15
fixated on
without consent.
That's not true.
It feels like you're very fixated on that.
I know the laws as well. Have been
I
set.
went through this.
I know, in some states you can, and in Thailand you can go at 16 and get your everything cut off.
Guys, it's less than...
These guys are so condescending. These guys are so condescending. They're acting like women can't get noit robas. Men can run away from the pregnancy, okay. But women do too. Women go and they terminate the pregnancy early. That's a reproductive right that they have that we don't. So what, being able to skeet in a chick and then run away, that's a right? Fuck out of here, man.
Less than 5%.
I know.
It doesn't matter.
It's such a small subset of the population.
But you can't say that about, it does matter though. When you have a child, you're not a
That's
parent
between
yet.
the parent and the child.
Can I ask you a question though, or ask the group a question? There's more world leaders who are male, and typically I think
Good,
leadership...
that's a good thing.
I know it's
Well, he
weird
was
coming
talking
from
to
me,
me.
but I do want
Oh my God, dude. Yes, I love it. I absolutely love it. Tori said good, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Look, man, check this out, dude. The bottom line is this, y'all. It doesn't really, like, it's one of the many blessings about this community is being able to wrap our minds around the truth. Like, women understand that they have certain limitations. They do, but when you actually point it out, they want to act like they're offended by these limitations. Why are you offended by limitations? This is just biology. That's all there is to it.
No, it doesn't bum you out that it's less likely for a woman to become president.
Why would it bum you out, bruh?
I don't feel bummed out because I know that if I want to pursue something that I want to do, I have every capability to do it in this country.
I don't feel bummed out. Women should not be in positions of extreme leadership,
Woo!
like presidents,
Tell 'em, Janelle.
because we're
Tell 'em,
too
Janelle.
emotional.
I'm feeling
There it is. Yep, there it is. There it is. You cannot, like women say all the time, if women were the leaders, there would be no wars. No, if women were the leaders, the planet would be in peril.
A lot of
too.
emotions
Men
right
can be
now.
impulsive.
I'm not saying that
Yes, men can be impulsive, but we're not as impulsive as women.
men can't be
Yeah,
emotional.
like we had a
Men are
president.
more
We had a
logical.
president who would literally just
And now
go
we
on
have a
Twitter
president whose
every
brain
day,
doesn't
every
work.
second.
Wait, one person so she can hear us.
To be logical and to be sound is not something defined by gender. It's just something defined by your own psychology.
The left and right brain, it
That's just
actually
false.
is though.
It's
That's
just
not
false.
false. It's not.
Lizzie's like, that's just false. No, it's not false, bruh. That's not just that. Now they're arguing like Destiny. No, I just don't believe it. That's just false. Really? Really? So it's so being a man or a woman is a mindset and not biology, huh? Huh? Listen, man. Women are listen, dude. Women are genetically predisposed to certain things. That's just all there is to it. That is all there is to it. There are differences between men and women, especially upstairs. Oops.
Come on, man.
It
Come
is
on.
not
Really?
false.
Really?
No, it's, you're
See, they're like, come on. No, I'm not going to come on.
question about leadership, I think, is a very poignant question because a lot of people are asking that. Why don't we see more female presidents? Why don't we see more female CEOs or Fortune 500 companies? And again, it goes back to those gender differences. There will be women who will be exceptions to the generalized rule of what it means to be feminine. And those women you will see succeed in extreme leadership. But we should also discuss what the conditions of extreme leadership are. We're talking 80-hour work weeks, subscribing yourself to your career and nothing else.
Going family,
and
children.
Psychologically and biologically, women tend to lean in the direction of not making those choices for them.
Thank you. Women don't want positions of leadership, especially when they find out that there are certain responsibilities that come with that leadership.
Themselves, while men are highly competitive, they are highly analytical, systematic, they're willing to put in that time and take extreme measures to gain career status.
Exactly.
But
Thank you.
In an
Perfectly
egalitarian
said.
society, it's about having that choice to make that decision. And
Yes,
that's what feminism
But we
is about.
do,
It's
but
about
we already
having-
have that.
Yes, and see again, there are no rights and privileges that men have that women do not. This guy, what this dude is sitting here, he wants to argue that women don't have the opportunity to pursue extreme leadership roles when in fact they are encouraged to on a regular basis. This is a false narrative.
That choice.
We do have
If I want to go
But
own my own company, I can.
Restricted.
Like I said in the beginning,
How is it being
we've all
restricted?
agreed that the beginning of feminism was going in the right
Humanizing
direction.
women,
It
right?
was humanizing women. It was making them equal to men. It was giving us the same opportunities so that we can go vote, so that I can go get a job, so that I can drive a car. Like
She can
there's
run for
other
president if
countries
she wants.
that I know that we weren't talking about other countries, but if you want to talk about feminism, go protect the women who get beat up for driving a car in other countries.
Oh, yeah. If it's so funny, feminists here, they have no idea how good they have it. They have absolutely no idea how good they have it here. You think women are being oppressed in the United States? Go live in the Middle East for a little while and get back with me.
Men are falling behind in society.
Hell yeah, they are. It looks like they
I just
all
think,
came
I mean,
forward.
we have amazing men here today. It's not
Stop the cap.
Oh, Janelle.
hard to be on this panel with you to see this masculine energy. However,
Janelle, like, you're my girl, sweetheart. But what masculine energy is there? What masculine energy is there? The only masculine energy I see is the guy who's jacked. But even he has this feminist mindset. Fuck out of here, man.
I know that men are not able to be men anymore because of the feminists, modern feminist propaganda. I coach men in my practice and they tell me, like, I don't even know what I can do on a date anymore. Can I ask a woman out? Am I gonna get in trouble for this now? Like, I really like her. I kind of want to put my hand around her waist, but maybe that's gonna, I'm gonna be all over social
Yeah, I think maybe she did that to sort of troll them a little bit.
media, this kind of thing. And I think men don't have the balls anymore to just stand up and be a man, be dangerous,
Yes, there you go. And she's sitting in front of 4 of them.
be fierce.
I want to respond to a lot of what you said.
Please.
Does anybody else want?
You make a really interesting point. However, I feel like a lot of the reasons why men can't actively express masculinity in a positive way is because of the patriarchal structures that we have.
What?
Part of where I'm coming from with this is I'm trans. So I was born female.
Oh,
Now
Jesus Christ. I swear to God. Here we go. Here we go. This is the second topic, and it sounds like this is the first topic. Sounds like this is the first topic because he's coming out as being, a Decepticon. Right? He's coming out as a Decepticon. He wants to mention this every single time. Dude, why is it that Decepticons always want to put themselves in it? What does the patriarchy have to do with positive masculinity?
Present as male. I came out socially and medically transitioned at 18.
Jesus
Okay.
The feminist movement is what helped me feel empowered enough to be who I am
Okay.
and
No, the feminist movement ruined you, idiot.
be a man.
And no disrespect to your process. I know it's a very strenuous thing that you go through, but I see a woman still. I feel feminine energy from you.
That's all right. I
And
totally
so when you
respect
say
that.
you're a man, then it's like, I don't see that.
The way I think about it is more like about individual choice and individual freedom. And if I want to say that I have feminine energy and people view me as masculine or vice versa, then that's their problem. That's not my problem.
Oh, really? So is it their problem? What if I say I want to identify as white? Huh? What if I say I want to identify as white? Am I still the one with the problem, or is it their problem?
And for me, that's what feminism is about giving people the choice to act in accordance with however the hell they want to.
But that's a
not
very
how
dangerous
feminism
society.
started. That's
to
not how
say.
feminism started, though. Yeah, we went from, wanting equal rights for women and equality for women, and now it's
Humanizing
kind of
women, right.
humanizing women,
Yes.
making it to where I think we all agree, women now are equal to men, and with like third and fourth wave feminism, especially fourth wave feminism, it's kind of turned into individuality, like you said.
No, it has turned into individuality. Look, man, you can tell yourself whatever you want. You are what you are.
It doesn't take a man to tell me how to be a man. It doesn't take a woman either. I can define myself as a man how I want to. I don't need somebody like Andrew Tate to be like, you're not a man unless you do this. I also don't need...
Andrew Tate has never looked at this dude and said, you're not a man unless you do this. No. No, see, there he goes.
A woman to come up and be like, you're not a real man if you don't do this. And it's the same with femininity. I'm not going to tell you how to be a woman.
Oh, but you should, bruh. You absolutely should. Sometimes men have to teach women how to be women. I've done this several times myself.
I don't think another woman should tell you how to be a woman either.
So what would you tell kids?
Yeah, like you have a daughter. Do you really want to be guided by the ambiguous,
Wait,
define yourself as...
What? This dude has a daughter? This dude has a kid. A daughter. Man, we are in big trouble.
However you want to define yourself. And for her mind to be molded and shaped by men who, no disrespect, women who turn themselves into men.
Thank you.
And then turn themselves back and say there's a lot of dissatisfaction when the root of the problem wasn't the gender, it was everything.
There's actually
slow down,
very
though. I
low
feel like
I looked at the
rates of
percentages.
detransitioning, but that's
I looked at
neither
percentages.
That's also a minority of the population.
feels like you're bundling a lot of ideas, which makes it hard to respond. But
Well,
It is just so funny how condescending they are. They think that these people think that they are so right. Like, it's just funny that
There's so much data to support
can you
these.
repeat what's the main question?
Do you want
me to
your
answer?
daughter's mind to be formed and shaped by a society that tells her it's okay to be masculine and to be a man? And
Yeah, what the question she should have asked is, are you okay endorsing your daughter being masculine? There you go. That's all. That's really all she had to ask. That's all she had to ask. Okay, gentlemen, the Conference of Masculine Excellence is going down from October 13th through 15th. It's a 3-day event for the second straight year. We're going to have it in sunny Miami, Florida. Fast cars, pretty girls, great food, and awesome weather made it very difficult not to descend on the 305, given the success we had at last year's CME. Now, as always, I'm going to have an absolutely stacked lineup of speakers and presenters who will all be more than willing to talk to you, let you pick their brains, and get whatever guidance and advice you need. Now, tickets are officially on sale, and there is a hard cap at 100 attendees. Somebody banned the fuck out of Tampa Supreme. Somebody banned Tampa Supreme. Oh, Tampa Supreme. Oh, yeah, there it is. See ya. I usually don't pay too much attention to the accounts of trolls because they almost never have accounts. You know, the 1-2 subscribers. But Tampa Supreme's been talking shit about your boy. He's been talking shit about your boy, and it looks as though he's moved on. It looks like he's actually deleted some of the videos. So this is Tampa Supreme, right? 699 subscribers, 381 videos. You have 381 videos, 700 subscribers. Donovan Sharpe had a mental breakdown because a precious snow bunny got taunted. Yeah, he's one of those. Yep, Tampa Supreme's a nigga. Listen, man, I told y'all he was a troll last time. He tried to get in my good graces. But, Tampa Supreme loser, fuck off, nigga. Like, you ain't slick. You're not about to come up. You're not about to come into my channel and try and lick my ass, gas me up. But then at the same token, act like you're on. No, sorry. You should have took down this video. Otherwise, I would have never caught on to it. But yeah, fuck off, Negro. Sorry, you're out of here. Another super chat. Give me a second here. DJ Berserk with the $10 super chat said it's condescending because they're women. They revert back to their biology. Could be wrong, but I'm listening, not watching. Yeah, I think that when you embrace feminine traits, yeah, you're going to exhibit feminine energy, like the condescension and upspeak. It's ridiculous.
And that she doesn't need a man, and that it's better off for her to be alone and put her career first and not have children.
I think it's more likely than not that she'll probably follow a more conventional path. If my daughter...
how about that? And how do you define conventional?
Daughter grows up and she wants to dress like a boy, like, great. If she, for whatever reason, is...
A lot of women dress like boys.
Experiencing gender dysphoria, like, we would navigate that together. But that, to me...
Gender dysphoria is created by guys like John, the feminist. There is no gender, like, dude, gender dysmorphia is just POS. It's power of suggestion. These are young, impressionable human beings. Of course, they're going to have gender dysmorphia if everything around them is telling them, well, you might not really be a girl. You might not really be a girl. Now, listen, man, there are some men out here who have feminine traits, and there are some women out here who have masculine traits. I mean, I've got a couple of feminine traits. I get overly emotional when I get upset. I've worked on that. That, of course, is, this is just something I got to work on. That's a feminine trait that I have. I can also be very petty. That's a feminine trait. That doesn't mean I'm a feminine person, right? So, okay, so your daughter wants to dress like a boy. All right, that doesn't make her masculine. Keep it going.
Scary. And I would all the more want to live in a world that...
I feel like that's sad because because my son, I encourage him. I say, you are to be, and I really don't care the backlash. You're supposed to be attracted to women. And I tell him, and I tell, no.
A lot of pressure? A lot of pressure? Seriously? It's a lot of pressure, but telling your daughter, hey, you might not be a girl.
And I ask him,
what if he's not?
Because life for transgender individuals, and my son's African American as well, is very freaking hard. I don't know if we can swear. I'm sorry.
You can.
It's very hard. Do you know this to be true?
Asking people or putting pressure on your son or putting pressure on my daughter to not...
I just tell them.
Okay, but to not be their true self, if that's truly how they feel,
But that's
it feels like that would
be... they're not their true self.
That's this, like...
That's
this way society has influenced everybody to be like,
when you say I can identify, I can be whatever I want. If I want to say, I'm being...
James Sharpe asks the question of the day. How did that man reproduce? Fam, I'm trying to figure that out myself. What woman allowed this man to ejaculate in her enough times to get her pregnant? Ay. Oma with the $10 super chat. So shout out to Donovan Sharpe. Y'all like the video. Keep up the amazing work, my friend. See you soon. Yes, sir. Great Minds with the $10 super chat says, currently at the gym and almost got killed from my set from laughing so hard from your breakdowns. Yeah. Don't watch me at the gym, guys. And I don't try to be funny. That's just how I am. Let's continue.
Beyonce today. I can now just be Beyonce.
But do you actually believe that?
I do. I don't think you believe it.
The prompt
about men falling behind.
Here's the other thing. Men are falling behind. Is it because of feminism, or is there socioeconomic factors that we're not looking at?
Well, yes. The answer is yes. It is because of feminism and socioeconomic factors.
Because, well, no. Let's look.
What do you see as falling behind?
What's falling behind? So people in America, not just men, everybody is getting poor. This has nothing to do with feminism.
That's not true.
Guys, I have no control over these live stream ads. I really don't. I don't know. Dude, this is what YouTube's been doing. I have nothing to do with that. Sorry.
No,
that's a mental state.
No. It's not true.
This
is economic data. We're
I'm not getting
behind.
Well, you can blame your president for that.
Okay,
and
back
the other
to the
thing
prompt.
is, what do you define as masculinity? It can
Here
be
we go.
subjective
Tell
from
us,
culture to culture.
Here we go. See, masculinity is subjective. No, masculinity is not subjective. Masculinity is not subjective. Okay? It's not. You either are exuding a masculine trait or you're not. You are either acting masculine or you're not. It's not subjective. Masculinity is not whatever we define it to be.
Fine,
I think masculinity is whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be this objective thing where it's like, oh, you're masculine, you're not. Like, so it could be different from our society to another society. And actually, in some countries, like men who don't provide for their families or are not the sole provider are not seen as masculine.
But are we talking about other countries or are we talking about the U.S.?
Even here, there are people who will say that's demasculating for a man to make less money than his wife.
I appreciate everything everyone's saying.
It's not demasculating, it's emasculating. Come on now.
I do want to talk about the prompt. When I heard the prompt and I heard that, I thought about men falling behind, I thought more like mental health, like suicide is more common with men.
We're going to go here.
No, but it's true. Men commit suicide at higher rates.
It's not a cop-out. Like, I'm not saying mental health isn't an issue. That it is an issue, and obviously a lot of men are experiencing a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Have you heard the term?
Do you see how he's tried to divert the conversation? Come on, man.
Death of despair.
Men are committing suicide more. Men are dying from alcohol-related illnesses.
Gee, I wonder why. The reason why men self-187 is because of feminism. Feminism has infected this country to the point to where young men are marginalized on a daily basis. Young men turn on the TV, they open up their phones. All they see is you're not worth anything. You're not necessary. You're a walking e-parist. Having thoughts about having sex with women or actually going and talking to a woman you might be sexually attracted to. That's misogynistic. That's being toxically masculine. That's what that is. That's exactly what that is. It's because of feminism that men are offing themselves at a much higher rate.
This is more, and they're also dying from drug abuse and drug overdose more.
Correct.
And that's an increasing trend in society.
Yeah.
And then you
That's
see
true.
educational
It is
gaps.
true.
No, there's no denying that like young men are abandoning colleges at a rapid
Yeah, it's a
rate.
lot of pressure to be a man.
They're also
Like,
far
the-
lonelier than women are
Yep.
right now.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
not
women
so
are the
partners.
Hold on,
least
hold on.
obvious.
Can I finish my point? Sorry. I'm like, don't let me lose my train of thought. They're abandoning colleges. Women make up, they enroll in college at a 60% rate. Women are earning more than men nowadays, right? So,
I
Yeah,
don't agree
well,
with
no, that is.
He says, I don't agree with that. Bruh, just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean it's not true. You can say, well, I don't agree with that. Fam, like, Tori is telling you the truth. Young men are abandoning college. Young men are abandoning college for a myriad of reasons, not the least of which is this ridiculous myth that 1 in 5 women on college campuses is e-pard. It's a ridiculous myth. So when boys go to college, it's almost like they have to walk on eggshells. If they look at a girl the wrong way, or if they hook up, or if they get drunk at a frat party and hook up with a girl, the girl can retroactively withdraw consent, hit him with a Title IX, he's off campus. Dude, Emma Sulkowicz, the mattress girl, Jackie Coakley, the Duke lacrosse case. Dude, men are men are a lot of things. Stupid isn't one of them. And what we look and we see patterns. We see that if you go to college, you are going to be far more likely to be a victim of a false accusation than really anything else. That's one of the many reasons why men are opting out of college. But for him to just say, I just don't believe that. I mean, that's fine. You don't have to believe it if you don't want to. It doesn't mean it's not the truth.
hold on.
We can get to the wage gap.
It's about enrollment. So are they having other jobs? Yeah, probably.
Sure.
But I'm saying like men are not going to these institutions.
Nope.
Why?
When you're saying lack of enrollment, there's more entrepreneurials in the entrepreneurial space than ever before in history. So I believe a lot of people are opting out of college as we had to pursue their ventures. So that could be part of the reason why the enrollment has declined.
Can I just go back to a point that you said really quick?
Yeah,
where
go
you
ahead.
talked about
Yeah.
like the mental health of men and how
Me?
the stigmatization of men addressing their mental health.
Yeah.
What system are we in that
Sure.
makes it so that men have this big stigma around our mental?
Oh, is he going back to the patriarchy? Like, seriously? He's going, dude, like, I don't, like, these are old arguments. Patriarchy. My man, patriarchy built the world, homie. Patriarchy built the world. So what this guy is going to try to do is he's going to try to say that the lack of mental health options for men is because of men. He's trying to say, I'm assuming he's going to say it's the patriarchy. He wants to say that it's our fault that we as men are self-deleting more. No, it's not the patriarchy. Dude, when the patriarchy was at its height, dude, men were great. Men were happy. They were getting married, having families. Now we're told we ain't shit. Why? Because of feminism. That doesn't have anything to do with the patriarchy.
Mental health where we can't talk about it and the suicide rate goes up.
I'll
We are in a patriarchal system.
There it is.
Hold on,
See, there it is. I knew that's what the fuck he was going to do. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault that people are, hey, yo, check this out, man. The next person who complains about fucking ads, I'm going to ban you. I don't have any control over that, guys. I don't. Okay? Like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Come on, man. You guys are killing me. Like, this is the way things are. It's like creating content, it's not free and it's not easy. And it's not, we can complain about YouTube all we want to. For YouTube to run this stuff, it costs them money, people, time. Somebody's got to make Somebody's got to make money somewhere. Come on, man. Like, dude, you can't sit through an ad for 15 seconds. If you can't sit through an ad for 15 seconds for your favorite podcaster, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. You guys are killing me. I don't have any control over ads, guys. I don't. And it's funny, dude. It's funny. I get yellow dollar signs all the time. But as soon as I get the green dollar sign, I got people complaining about I don't know what to tell you guys. I really don't. I really don't. Get YouTube Premium or sign up for Sharpe Stream. I mean, I don't know. What is premium? Like $18 a month? Get that. Look, I'm sorry, but this is how it is, guys. Like, nothing is free. Everybody's got to pay the price somewhere. You're either going to pay $18.99 for premium, or you're going to have to sit through ads. Make a choice.
Let me tell you.
Those are the bounds we are within currently.
There's a lot.
That's toxic
Can I have
masculinity.
Mason complete his point? I'll encourage you to let the other person finish the point, and then, of course, you can take it forward, but let them talk.
Just real quick. The systemic structures we are in are patriarchy. That is what has caused men to have this massive stigma around mental health.
Again, he's blaming men for mental health problems. No, it's not the patriarchy, bruh.
Where we don't feel empowered to reach out. Men tend to not go to therapy. That leads to suicide. That leads to all of these big things. That's not caused by feminism. That was happening well before the feminist movement came into these new waves.
There's a lot of psychiatrists.
Yeah, skip the ads, guys.
Psychologists, and economists, professors, all these people coming out saying that the actual psychology department is feminized. I know.
I'm processing what you're saying.
The psychology
it's weird,
department?
but the way
Processing.
that everything's processed is for women. So women and men process information differently. Men are like this in their brain. Women are, it's all over. And like, what the hell does that mean?
Well, it's left brain, right brain.
When you
I wish it was
process
that
like
simple.
men
No, it actually is that simple, fam.
need to solve the problem before they can process the emotion.
Thank
Women
you.
are
Women
emotional.
react
My
on
wing
emotion.
woman.
all
Yeah,
the
that's
time.
it.
But so women have a tendency, they do better with talk therapy.
Yep.
That doesn't always work for men. Men do better when they are kind of working with a coach or somebody that's going to be like, this is what you have to do.
There
and
you
then
go.
come back,
Massive
see how you
action
did.
steps.
That's why mentors.
Wow. You know what? It's interesting. I had not thought of that. I had not thought of that before. I had not thought about that before. That women, when they need therapy, they need the talk therapy. But men, when we do therapy, we like the action plan. We don't need to just talk about it. We need to solve the problem. And if we know that we can solve the problem, then that makes us feel inherently better. Ray Hanma, the Hanma Force, says it only does that during your live, bro. Dude, welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Guys, welcome to my world. Guys, listen, man, my channel gets messed with all the time. I don't know what to tell you. Catch it on the replay. I mean, guys, I'm sorry. So YouTube is making money. On my channel and not paying me for it. Is there any surprise? Huh? I've been Danas Wodab how many times? Come on, man. Come on, guys.
Work. That's why men need.
He had a thought, though. Can we let him finish his thought?
The same problems with the military, a lot of the suicide rate. Even though there is therapy services, they're actually actively discouraged. And it's because of this masculine energy in the military, because it is still, even to this day, a very ultra-masculine institution. And there's these negative energies saying like, hey, no, you shouldn't like go talk. That's what these fucking do.
But that's toxic masculinity.
Yes.
There you go. That's it. Janelle is right. That is toxic masculinity. That's what that is. That's toxic masculinity. Is when you're like, bro, you don't need to talk. Dude, guys, I've been in counseling. I've been in therapy. Man, I still have an anger problem. But going to therapy, going to counseling has helped me to quell that. And thankfully for me, I have not been in the handcuffs in, 15 to 22? I haven't been in the handcuffs in 7 years, man. I have not been arrested in 7 years. And I know it's kind of jacked up to say that, but I'm proud of that, man. Honestly, man, since I turned 22, 23, I can't remember a 7-year span in my life where I wasn't arrested at least a few times.
Actually,
But
That's not patriarchy.
it comes from a
There's
place
a difference.
it comes from a place where it's like, oh, that's not what men do. Just suck it up and push on. And that's why a lot of these guys end up killing themselves.
But what branch were you in? Can I ask?
I was in the Army.
Okay. So you're an athlete, correct? And in the military, what is in the military that makes everything work?
The patriarchy. There you go. It's male leadership.
Within the military. It's a structure, right?
Yes, it's a structure.
It's a system, right? Who runs the military? Who is at the very top of
Men.
the command?
Oh, the commander-in-chief, the
Correct.
president of the United States. Couple hundred years.
But I'm making a point here. So there's one person at the very top. Even if you take the commander-in-chief away, there's your general, right?
Yes.
And there's lieutenant general, there's corporal, and I forget the, don't hate me, there's all those privates, etc. There's a system. One person is at the top of that system, and he has supporting members underneath him, all the way down to private. And that's what patriarchy was, quote, patriarchy was designed. It's a system
Structure.
of one person taking a leadership position, and they make decisions for the greater good, utilitarianism of all, meaning.
Dude, Janelle is dunking on these fools, man. This is, why do you think organized crime is so successful in the United States? Because there's structure, man. How long did Sal Magluta and Willie Falcone, how long were they bringing in keys of cocaine before they finally got caught? Dude, it was years. It was a structure. The Gambino family, structure. The Gotti family, structure.
The family unit.
Yes, I think he's complaining about the patriarchy. We're talking about hierarchy. Oops, how did I mute that? Oh, that's cool. You hit the M button and it mutes it. Sorry about that, guys. Let me rewind it a little bit.
Meaning the family unit.
That's not really what patriarchy
and
means.
actually, that's
It is. I looked up the definition,
That's actually a very
I
ideal
literally
one.
looked it up yesterday.
I feel.
No, you're good.
I feel like
got
I
lost.
really need the male feminists also to respond because I feel like they've spoken 20%. Once they're done with their thought, feel free to interrupt, but let them finish a sentence.
Okay, I want to talk. I'm going to talk. I mean, I do think men are falling behind. I feel like the world is just changing in a way where men don't have like a natural place to fit in. Or it's not as
Hey, Dallas, what's going on, man? Long time no see, brother.
as intuitive as it used to be. And I think men are alone. I heard you throw out the word loneliness, and that does feel true. I just don't think that feminism did that. I just think like the world is changing.
What you
No.
said really resonated with me when we define falling behind. What I think about with men is that high suicide rate, that likeliness and proclivity towards violence and aggression. I think about loneliness and not being in relationships with which young men are struggling with a lot right now. And where I feel finding common ground and feminism does get right in a sense is that we should expand our horizons as far as how we view masculinity. Men should be able to cry, they should be able to be vulnerable, and that's something that we need to access.
Yes, men should be able to cry and be vulnerable, but not around people we are supposed to protect. Not around people we're supposed to protect. Women say that they want all of this vulnerability and I want tears. Ladies, that kind of stuff repulses you, as it should. If you were in battle, you're in a bunker, and your commanding officer all of a sudden starts to cry, how would that make you feel? How would that make you feel about the odds of winning this particular battle or war? Right? You'd feel like, uh-oh, Captain Johnson is crying. We're doomed. Do men have emotions? Absolutely. Do we have periods of time where things move us to tears? You better believe it. But if you think that doing it in front of a woman is going to increase her trust in you, come on, guys. Come on.
But also, these men who are feeling disillusioned with the world right now, they are seeking out male figures. We've seen, the rise of the Jordan Petersons or some of the personalities at the Daily Wire or the Andrew Tates. They are seeking out somebody who's telling them, I want you
Andrew Tate is such a bad guy.
to access those masculine traits and harness them in a way. I would say Jordan Peterson's probably a more healthy role model for men than, say, an Andrew Tate, but men...
See? Even people who are anti-feminists still have no idea who and what Andrew Tate is. No idea. No idea. Even these women who are on our side, even women who are on our side, they still think that Andrew Tate is a bad role model.
And are going towards these more aggressive,
Online forum name says crime private, even in a relationship. You know, guys, I recently had to put down our 10-year-old Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, Daisy. It's one of the worst things I've ever had to do, man. Dude, sweet dog. She was loving, but her health was declining. This is just how it was. So Devin is in there. They performed the euthanasia, right? I had to step outside, right? Olivia was actually with us. Olivia was with us too. So Olivia and Devin are in there crying with Daisy. I had to step out. I had to compose myself, right? Now, listen, Devin or Olivia would not have blamed me if I had cried in front of them, right? And guys, please, you know, look, don't get it twisted. I shed a few tears because I really loved Daisy. I really, really did. But it's my responsibility as a man to make sure my woman or anybody else under my roof that I happen to be responsible for at any given time, they need to know and understand that I'm the leader and that they can trust in my leadership. Because if I get, and again, that might have been, maybe they give me a pass for crying about Daisy. Maybe they don't. But I do know this, the more times they see me cry, the less confidence they have in me.
masculinized traits and seeking out men that are trying to harness that for them.
Yeah.
I thought you made a really great point that I totally agree with, where men are looking for these role models of how to embody masculinity because we are falling behind and a lot of people don't know how to
You're not a man, dude.
act. What's really important and what I've seen, at least in my experience, like feminism bring up is the idea of like Justin Baldoni doing his talk about being man enough for your woman, being man enough to be emotional, being man.
No, here we are. Being man enough to be emotional. No, be man enough to be emotional on your own.
Enough to support children. That's the type of manliness and masculinity I think needs to be embodied so that men can catch up and feel like there's a place for them. That's something that we need to focus on, is making sure that people know how to embody masculinity in a way that's going to be beneficial for everyone.
Yeah, translation. See, but that's the Andrew Tate way. And clearly they're not big fans of Andrew Tate. Jordan Hare with the $10 super chat says, my girl's mom is wanting to take her to Disneyland with the mom's boyfriend. My girlfriend's mom is wanting to Disneyland with the mom's boyfriend for a graduation gift. Is that a girl's trip if I don't go? Different from the one? Oh, that is definitely a girl's trip. That's a girl's trip. Yep. Yeah, that's a girl's trip, dude. Listen, anytime your woman travels without you, that is a girl's trip. Now, they're going to Disneyland, and one might think that, well, come on, Donovan, you know, nothing will happen at Disneyland. You don't think women have cheated at Disneyland? Huh? You don't think a woman has ever been, you know, butt fucked in front of Mickey Mouse? Come on, y'all. Yeah, that's a girl's trip. Proceed with caution there, my friend. The Fit Comedian with the $10 super chat says, a guy used Superman, Clark Kent, and Lois Lane analogy about vulnerability. It was on point. Huh, I might have to watch that.
Women should also be drafted into the military.
Oh, hell no. Hell fuck no. Look at this. Wow, look at this. Tori is the dissenter.
You might as well be drafted, baby. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, this sounds like a Pearl. This sounds like a Pearl mentality. That's what Pearl says. Pearl says, "Hey, look, check this out. If we are allowed to vote, then we should get drafted."
I believe rights come with responsibilities, and we are all responsible individuals. Granted, I'm glad we live in a society where we haven't had the draft since, like, I think Vietnam.
Vietnam.
I think Vietnam.
50 years ago.
I do think that maybe like we should relook at the draft and as other options, not just military service.
I agree.
So I was in the active duty military, and I was also in the National Guard, and I've fought wildfires, and like I've done crowd control. I've done a lot of other things. If you want the same rights, you have to have the same responsibilities, and I think that's just.
Dionysus BL says, you lost, men cheat more. I don't know what that means.
It's universal based on what you can do and your abilities.
This was a very difficult one for me to parse through because I remember when I was getting my birth certificate changed and it was like, all right, time to register for selective service. And I was like, oh God, I have to make this decision now to register.
You don't have
see that? He likes the idea of registering, but if I don't want this dude in the Army. I just don't, man. Like, listen, women should be in the military. Women should be in service roles in the military, service and nurturing roles. They should be the cooks, they should be the nurses, etc. They don't need to be on the front lines of combat.
a choice.
I know. So I was like, all right, cool. Like I will go through with finishing all this legal stuff up and register. And I think, like you said, there's lots of other responsibilities that men and women of different abilities and different strengths could fulfill within selective service if we needed it.
If we need it. Oh.
Drafted, correct me if I'm wrong, would be going into war. Would
That's
be
right.
physically going and doing
Not
the actual combat.
A lot of the draftees in Vietnam didn't go see combat. They did supportive roles.
Okay.
It's okay, but you still went to war, bruh. You still went to war. See, when they start arguing inconsequential points, you know there's going to be some BS.
Selective service, so you register to be potentially needed to call for multiple different responsibilities.
But some of them are going.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Some
so
of them, there was some bad cases.
The part that I would disagree with would be putting women on the front lines. We are physically capable to do a lot. You know, there's different boundaries for women who go into the military who have to do boot camp than there are for men. We can work women as hard as they can, but they're not going to work as hard as men are.
Nope.
I actually got accepted into the Air Force, which would have been like very nice because I would have had a little desk job. But unfortunately, I was waiting for a job, so I went into Army. So I went through boot camp, and it was hell, and it really messed my back up even more than it already was.
Wait a minute, Janelle went through boot camp? You serious? Oh, sorry about that, guys. There we go. Sorry about that. So Janelle went through boot camp? Damn, Don DeMarco. I ain't mad at that. Go on, Janelle. Appreciate that. Thank you for your service.
Our rationale skills and our logical thinking is not conducive to be able to be on the front grounds, to be able to make, oh my gosh, if I step here, this is going to blow up.
There you go.
Like, we just think too emotionally. And that's why when we talked about leadership, it's the same thing. Being in those positions where like split-second decision could make or break, I don't think women have it in them to do that. And I don't think it's fair to men to be, I wouldn't, if I was a man.
Baker19 says this was pre-boobs. That's exactly right. Could not have been post-boobs. I wouldn't want to be next to a woman and want to be carried out if I needed to be, if my life was depending on it.
I think it's
Dionysus BL says women can be Navy SEALs. Yeah, they can make women Navy SEAls, but they almost never meet the requirements. The requirements are then lowered. And yeah, women can be pilots. Women can be commercial pilots. But how many female fighter pilots do we have? Women, and again, this isn't to say that women are inferior to men. No, men have certain roles and women have certain roles. But to think that, this idea that, how can I put this? This idea that men and women are interchangeable in terms of gender roles is ridiculous. It's stupid.
Seems like a lot of the same discussions keep happening with these prompts, which is back and forth of how much is it nature, how much is it nurture, how much are there like intrinsic biological differences between men and women, and how much does that dictate our behavior? And
yes, whatever your name is. Yes, Alex. It is determined biologically. You see, if you have two X chromosomes, you are a woman. If you have an X and a Y, you are a man. And there are major differences.
And our physiology.
Knight Commander says all criteria is different for men in the military.
Our biology versus how much of that is through social learning. So how much it's our culture in terms of,
societal,
let's say, like
programming
on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, this is funny. So he talks about societal programming. about femininity and masculinity, but he's not acknowledging the societal programming that causes this gender dysmorphia. You see, you can't have it both ways. Can't have it both ways. You can't say patriarchy in society, but then turn around and say, no, I think gender dysmorphia is a real thing. No, gender dysmorphia is created by our society.
And how high is your sex drive?
Very high. I'm a sex coach.
I'm not asking you
I
personally.
thought you were. I'm a sex.
So I wasn't asking you.
Sorry.
If you ask everyone that,
yeah.
You'll see on average differences between men and
yeah, bruh, dude, like sex drives are, no, now he's talking about obscure characteristics. There are women out here who have higher sex drives than men. There are women out here who have higher sex drives than women. That doesn't mean that you're a man. Just because you have a high or low sex drive, that's not gender specific. No, what's gender specific is strength, bone density, physical stamina, lung capacity. What are we doing?
And women. And because of that, I don't think we should dictate whether or not someone is drafted into the military. Because ultimately, I think individuals should have the freedom to make certain choices.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We are biologically hardwired, men and women, to survive. This is why women don't make up the military, because they're not programmed to run toward the danger. They're just not.
It's a draft, though.
Yeah, sure. And they can go in if they want.
Yeah, there you go. Like, he's talking about choices, but a draft, there is no choice with the draft.
You're saying you don't think people should be treated differently because there can be
Exactly.
metrics
It's
that fall outside of the
differential
data.
treatment. That's
Of
what I'm
course,
getting
yeah.
at.
So there is differential treatment, but I would say that it's completely reasonable to do that because not only are we focusing on the differential treatment, but we're focusing on outcome. So if I'm expecting somebody to go into combat, which is the reason I didn't walk forward, you should also expect that person on an individual basis to be able to meet the exact same standard as every other man that they are going to be fighting with.
So the military has made a change on that, by the way.
Yes,
they
they
have
have.
a new individual test that's based on what jobs you're going to do. If you're doing more combat roles, yes, you have to be stronger, tougher, and there are women meeting those standards. That's why.
What women are meeting those standards?
Yes,
things
I
are
agree.
changing, and like I said, I'm not for the draft at all, really. I think it's a really bad thing, but if it was to happen, like, it should be across all boards, everybody gets treated equal.
If I could choose...
Yeah, Deanna says women don't protect other men. Women protect they protect their children. That's exactly right. Exactly.
The possibility of women being drafted or not, I would choose that they're not. Well, I don't want my daughter to be drafted.
I think if you draft, at least account for the differences, please.
Yeah, really.
Female sex workers should be more respected.
Hell no. Fuck out of here. Oh, of course, here they come. What?
I don't know a ton about this topic, but I do think I subscribe to the idea that legitimizing sex work reduces the safety risks associated with that.
No, legitimizing, dude, sex work is legitimized. It is legitimized. This guy, listen, pornography, that's legal. OnlyFans, that's legal. Strip clubs, that's legal. Just about every single branch of sex work is legal. The only one that is not legal in a lot of the country and the world is prostitution. Aside from prostitution, every other sex work position or opportunity that a woman has or that a woman can do is legit. It is legit. OnlyFans is safe because they don't have to see anybody. So now here we go already. It's got to be safer and da-da-da-da-da. Come on.
Profession. It's a very old profession. It's been around for a while.
It's going to continue to be around.
I think it's also, there's tools out there like OnlyFans that I think has put a lot of the power in the hands of the creators.
A lot of people don't realize, like, nobody, like, actively chooses to be in sex work. You're usually going to sex work because of social situations.
Here we go. Because of social situations. This is a man who is taking the responsibility off of a woman. No. I would go as far as to say that most women don't want to be sex workers, but the reason why most women do sex work is because that is either the only opportunity they have to make a good living, or that's the best opportunity that they have to make the best living. It is absolutely their choice. They don't have to go into sex work. They choose to. A woman who is forced into sex work, that's called being trafficked. That's called being trafficked. But this guy wants to sit here and say, no, well, you know, they never choose to. Yes, they do. These girls aren't, dude, they don't put a gun to girls' heads to jump on the pole. They're not putting a gun to, like, pick a P-star. They never put a gun to Jenna Jameson's head and forced her to do scenes. No, man. All of that stuff was done of their own free will and volition.
And if it's a black market, most people ask why I joined the military. It's like, because I was poor. Like,
so?
There was no other fucking reason. And I'm not saying it would get rid of exploitation, but if women have legal protections, like if I was a prostitute and I could go up to a cop and say, hey, I got beat up and my money stolen, not being worried about being arrested. Like,
oh
I would
my
be more
God, here we go. Already with the false accusation. If I'm a prostitute, so this dude is trying to expand the Me Too movement to prostitution. This is what they mean when they say legitimize sex work, guys. That's what they mean. What they mean when these guys define and legitimize sex work, what they mean is give the power of the public to sex workers. What's the first example he comes up with? I want to be able to go to a cop and say, hi, I just got beat up. What proof do you have? Oh, none? They're still going to go get him. They're still going to go get him. So now we're going to have prostitutes filing Me Too complaints? Fuck out of here.
People who are causing problems.
Yeah, and then for the people who just want to do it and want to just like own their sexuality, own their body, and use it as a
which is most women,
commodity, a way to
most sex workers
make money, they should be able to do that in a way that is safe, in a way that they own all of the videos, all of the content that they make, and
nope, nope. Sorry, Mason. Sorry. The only time you really own your content is when it's on your own platform. Everything that's on YouTube that I've created, that's not my content. I am not the owner of the content. YouTube is. Now, YouTube gives me financial incentives for putting up videos. But when it comes down to it, if it's not on your platform, you do not own that content. This is why Devin and I created SharpeStream. Everything over on SharpeStream, that is my content. That belongs to me. Everything on Patreon, that belongs to Patreon. So don't get it twisted. Just because, listen, when you create it, it's yours. But if you use a platform to get it out there, that is now their content. Because they're not doing it for free. They're just not.
In a way that is equitable for them.
When it comes
Tony Esquire, $5. Appreciate that very much. Says the gentleman is correct about the military physical fitness requirements. None of the armed forces have job-specific physical PT physical training testing only by gender. Right. In a perfect world, right?
When it comes to respect, there's two definitions. Respect either can mean like politeness, like you wouldn't shut the door on somebody that's like walking behind you, like be respectful. The other respect is usually if you do something that in the workplace that garners approval, you've completed a goal. So when we talk about respect when it comes to sex workers, should we be polite to them? Probably. That would be a human thing to do. I don't have to, but yeah. I prefer OnlyFans over the traditional porn industry.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes all the sense in the world. Should we be polite to sex workers? I suppose so. You know, listen, from a human standpoint, but just like Tori said, I don't have to. Sorry. Like, dude, I'm not gonna respect a woman who is a sex worker any more than a woman is going to respect me for being a brokey who lives at my mom's house. Maybe we should legitimize being a loser. What if guys said, hey, can I get some respect for living at my mom's house and having 2 baby mamas? Dude, we're gonna get laughed. Dude, anybody would get laughed off of YouTube. No, you shouldn't be respected if you're a loser. But Donovan, a woman who does sex work isn't a loser. Really? No, women who are sex workers are losers. Oh, guys, don't get it twisted. Please do not get it twisted. Women who do sex work are losers. Most women in the sex industry don't want to be in the sex industry, but it's the only thing they're good at. It's the only thing they can do. And when all you have to contribute to the world is the way you look and a little bit of peace leave, then you are a loser. You have done nothing. You have done nothing to earn anything. You were born with a vagina. And so now you can sell your vagina or promises of it. You're a loser. If you're selling sex to men, you are a loser. Is it illegal? No. No, listen, you're perfectly within your rights to do whatever you need to do to make ends meet. But just like the 34-year-old who's working the cash register at McDonald's is a loser, the woman on the pole or in the video is also a loser. It's the only thing they can do.
Because you own it, and then it's
women
a lot
got
more protected.
sex trafficked.
But that agency is important to know that it's what you own, and to have that respect put onto you that like this is your content you're putting out into the world.
Yeah,
no, I'm sorry. I'm not going to respect sex workers. Just not going to. I'm not going to. Sex work is dude, guys, listen, check this out. Sex work is you don't need any qualifications for sex work except for to look good. Why do you think there are so many girls who are OnlyFans creators? Because all they have to do is look good. All they have to do is look good. That's it. There's no the only qualifications is that you're at least 18 years old and you look good. That's it. There's no test to pass. They don't drug test strippers. They don't run criminal background checks on strippers. No, If you look good and you're over the age of 18, congratulations, you are now employed. How is that not a loser?
Now it's their copyrighted material. Before, when it was the old porn industry, they didn't have rights to those videos. And that's a huge thing. Like if I want to take my stuff down, you have to go to a court with a copyright case. And it just...
That's what happened with Mia Khalifa. That was her whole thing. And luckily now she has a very successful career doing like sports commentating and stuff. But that's unfortunate.
Dude, Mia Khalifa is not successful doing sports commentating because nobody respects Mia Khalifa. Reddington says, so now Donovan's cool with Tori again? No, I'm not cool with Tori. I'm just not cool with Tori. This isn't to say that there will never be a time where we're cool again, because Tori is not, like, she's not, like, there are guys that I'm never going to have anything to do with. Obviously, O'Shea, Anthony, et cetera, right? But there are people that I have had, I've had fallings out with that I'm not going to say, that will never be cool or cordial, but no. Okay, so Tori is doing her thing and actually representing herself and the community well. Okay, fine. But that doesn't mean I'm going to be cool with her.
Fortunately, that's not the rule. That's the exception, where she's been able to be successful.
But it's a role model.
Right off the bat, you said Mia Khalifa went from being a porn star to being a sports commentator. That is something that we should be directing women towards. It shouldn't be, okay, well, she's going to go do an OnlyFans or she's going to be in 50 porn videos to get paid. When we're encouraging women to go out of their way to sell their bodies on the internet because that's a means to an end, we're not doing that the right way, and I don't think the feminist movement...
There's no right way to be a sex worker. Sorry. It is what it is.
Should be moving in the direction of normalizing sex work when we should be encouraging women to value themselves, value their body, value their talent, and take that elsewhere.
There's a lot of things in place, though.
Reddington wants to know why I have a problem with Tori because she said and did things behind the scenes that led me to believe that I could not trust her. I'll just leave it at that.
For women. There's obviously a need if they're in maybe a lower economic class or something, but at the end of the day, that's more of like a morality topic, and so you can't really force that on everybody. I agree with you.
Right. The other thing would be is that women are not happy when they're doing this. It's not...
No, they're definitely not. Definitely not. Guys, I have over 35,000 hours, of exclusive content you cannot find anywhere. Included in this massive archive is more than 20 seasons of dating show breakdowns. 20 seasons of dating show breakdowns. There we go. 3 seasons of Love is Blind, working on number 4. 3 seasons of Temptation Island. 2 seasons of Married at First Sight. 2 seasons of F-Boy Island, and many more. You'll also get access to my Red Pill Theater movie breakdowns. I've broken down movies like Hitch, Think Like a Man, How to Be a Player, 40-Year-Old Virgin, and much more. Now, also included are my collaboration podcasts, like The Six with panelists such as Myron Gaines, Kevin Samuels, Elite Level Game with Coach EO, of course, Weights and Dates with Myron Gaines, as well as One-on-One with Donovan Sharpe. In addition to all of the exclusive content, you'll get chat privileges, access to members-only events like the Dr. Phil Reaction with Rollo, and ad-free on-demand video, which includes the podcast versions of all of my live streams, which are all free of the small talk, shilling, and me talking about things you care nothing about, like my bowling scores or my girlfriend's awesome boob job. By the way, I shot a 224 last Tuesday. For a limited time, guys, I am giving you a free trial to explore and decide if a membership is beneficial to your life. To get started, make sure you go to sharpestream.com to check it out. Like I said, guys, it's a free 3-day trial. You can decide whether or not you want it. You want to continue on with the membership. No pressure. I just encourage you to try it out and see if it's going to bring some sort of value to your life. Now, also, make sure you download. Oh boy, this is bad. Make sure you download the Sharpe Stream app. It is available for iOS and Android. Make sure you enable push notifications so you never miss another live stream. Again, let us continue with the breakdown.
Empowering as a woman. You can go on Twitter and see these women who are in their 30s with an OnlyFans link in their bio with no kids, no husband, no specific thing to actually care about. It's all about materialistic things. These are the same women that you're seeing tweeting about how sad they are. They're tweeting about
though.
It's not generalized.
Here we go.
The majority of those women, they are on antidepressants.
I'd like to speak because I've actually been in the industry. So I was trafficked for a decade. You hit the nail. That's okay. You hit the nail on the head. I came from a very poor socioeconomic.
Hold up. He says, I'm sorry about that. Dude, you don't even know.
Background. I was a product of the state. And so I speak from experience when I say it's not empowering, it's not glorifying, it's not owning your body. None of that stuff is true. No little girl when they're 4 or 5 says, I want to grow up and be a hooker. OnlyFans is the biggest pimp of the...
God damn. That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah, no little girl grows up and says, I want to be a stripper. I want to be an OnlyFans creator. No, they don't.
Oh, they're still taking 20%, and your content still gets leaked a lot.
That's because, Janelle, even on OnlyFans, that is not your content. As soon as you upload your content to a platform that is not solely owned by you, that is no longer your content.
I agree. I'm not in favor of any kind of exploitation. I also am uncomfortable by the idea of like women I know, if they were in that industry, like I admit, like it makes me feel uncomfortable. My gut instinct.
So you have a daughter. I'm going to be having a daughter in 4 months.
Hey!
So back to the daughter.
So, well, I mean, it's a good question because you're raising a human being for the future of society that we're going to all shape. How does it make you feel to raise a daughter in a world where you can either preserve, you can either preserve her innocence, or you can step away and let her do the OnlyFans.
How about respect femininity?
It's a great question.
There you go.
There's two truths. There's two truths that I feel like I can hold at the same time. One is I would be very uncomfortable if any female relative was, or person that I loved, was exploring that profession. Like I would have
you can't even say it.
I'm trying to be as like professional as I can.
Yeah, as a father specifically.
No. I don't think that I'd fail. I would have complex.
Somebody banned Sterling. That's not really him.
Feelings to navigate.
Yeah.
On a higher level, I don't think that there's anything inherently wrong with that profession, and I respect people who do it in a way that's fulfilling to them and that brings them happiness. If someone's doing that job and it doesn't bring them joy, obviously I would not.
But
but most women don't like being sex workers. They don't like being sex workers, but just because they don't like being sex workers doesn't mean they didn't choose that.
The women
but you have to
are
understand it's not bringing value or happiness to women.
I'm just trying not to wrap it all into one bundle because there's going to be exceptions. I think you just want to be careful of like putting a negative label over like so many people's lives.
I think should be negative though, so that young daughters don't run to her. And why don't we respect
them enough
for femininity
to love them,
versus respect for sex work?
Men should take birth control.
Oh shit. Huh. Oh wow, Tori, Janelle.
Choice.
I guess Jacked
Well, male birth control does exist. The problem is there hasn't been a lot of funding into making it commercially available. It's about making it an equal responsibility all around, especially if there's a more effective way, like a pill. They can't just
look at
whine
this.
about
we got some
the
stragglers.
side effects when they know that it can significantly decrease a woman's quality of life when she's dealing with all those side effects.
Chance of fertility.
LC Squad says, is this live? I am live, but this was, I think the video that I'm reacting to was out a couple days ago.
Her chances of, I've never been on birth control, and I don't believe in taking it. I don't believe in putting anything that alters my body. I'm not saying either party should have it, because personally, I don't think that anyone should put that stuff in their body. But if one's gonna do it, and then the other one should have the option of doing it.
Yeah, if we're in a world where women have the access to it and men have the access to it, should is just such a strong word. Make the choice for your own body. That's why I didn't walk forward. But yeah, if you both have the option.
If men had the right to birth control, then they would ultimately be coinciding and deciding if a child should come to life. Right now, women ultimately have that decision. No matter what you say, she gets to decide if she goes through with it or not. And I think that's kind of problematic for many reasons.
It goes back to why I stepped forward with the military draft. Everyone needs to take responsibility for people's sexual and reproductive health.
But are you saying that because you know that women would want a guy to take birth control? That's more of you want to please the feminists?
Please myself, because I'm a feminist.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying male feminists have a tendency to have the talking points, and they're women want us to take the birth control, so I guess we will, but do you actually think that you would?
Why?
Oh, wow. So Tori is now really, really squeezing this guy. So what she just essentially asked him is, do you believe in male birth control because you believe it or because feminism believes in it?
Why wouldn't I?
The Outsider said, testosterone in that room? Where? You got me.
Why don't you get a vasectomy?
I did.
Did you?
I have a vasectomy.
So there he did it. Boom. All right.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, something tells me that he would not need to have a vasectomy in order to not reproduce. Listen, guys, look, man, 60% of men throughout history have never reproduced. Only 40% of men throughout history have reproduced, guys.
I decided to get a vasectomy because I wanted to play a small, very small part in having men take more responsibility for their sexual and reproductive health. And once I learned more about vasectomies and the procedure, it seemed like a no-brainer for me to get it.
Yeah, and look at how effeminate he is. And I don't know. Wait a minute. Let me take that back. I'm told that getting a vasectomy doesn't affect your testosterone. I'm told that, but I don't know. Listen, it ain't something I would do. It ain't something I would do. Ron Saluki says the dude is batting from the other side. Yeah, he definitely has Chipper Jones vibe. He's gonna have Chipper Jones vibes. It's not something. Oh God, dude, Reddington, you're like a nigga, dude. You're in here. He says Aaron Clary got a vasectomy. You gonna tell me he's less of a man, dude? Go fuck yourself. Aaron Clary's one of my best friends. Did I say that? Did I say that Aaron Clary is less of a man because he got a vasectomy? No, you fucking dork. Get the fuck out of here. Dude, I swear to God, niggas always looking for something I thought you were cool with. Are you cool? Bruh. Relax. I did not say, dude, I said no such thing. Am I gonna tell you he's less of a man? No, you fucking dumbass. Jesus Christ. I swear to God, man, anytime, and here's another thing guys try to get me on. Here's another thing guys would try to get me on. Good suggestion there by Peter B, actually. Playback speed. Yeah, we'll go to 1.25. Good suggestion there by Peter B with the $5 super chat. Says a playback speed of 1.25 or more might help protect your channel. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, they try to get me on this the Sigma male thing. Guys, Sigma males are fucking losers, guys. Sigma males are fucking losers. They are. There's no such thing as a Sigma male. The introverted alpha. But Aaron Clary says he's a Sigma male. You're gonna tell me he's a loser? No, that's just one of the few things That's just one of the few things that we fundamentally disagree on. Doesn't mean he's any less of a man.
I've known for a few years that I didn't want children, and so I've been...
Oh, my bad. Oh, you said, oh, you think he was addressing the chat? Let me see. Nah, I don't buy that. No, Whether he was addressing me or the chat, listen, it's in my chat, so I'm going to take that to heart. I'm going to assume that he was talking to me.
Thinking about getting a vasectomy. And then Roe v. Wade got overruled, and I just looked into it, and I started doing more research on it, and free of insurance.
Yeah, I was going to say insurance.
No side effects. It's an outpatient procedure, so you go in 20 minutes, you're out. I went to work the next day. Yeah. You should not take it if you have any inkling of a doubt about not wanting biological children, because it's not 100% reversible.
But in some cases they do it, yeah.
Right. It's preposterous to me that it's only about 5 to 6% of men in the U.S. have a vasectomy, because definitely more than 5 to 6% of men in the U.S. don't want to have children.
That's true.
Yeah,
it's like condom,
with hormones. I know.
Vasectomy. There is no there's no middle ground.
David Banner says Rollo directed his viewers to come at Donovan. It's going to be a bloodbath. Yeah, that's cute. That's cute. I actually talked to Rollo for about a half an hour on Saturday. Nice try, though, David.
Between the two, and I think it's because of patriarchy. I know you hate me using that word, but like, I think it's because we prioritize
gynocentrism. That's why. Listen, we have advanced so much. You don't think they could come up with a pill at this point? Think about it.
They've come up with one. It's
just
not commercial.
There's not a market for it.
But that's the point, though. That's the point she's making. If it were such a patriarchal society for men to be able to bang and bounce, then why isn't there male birth control? No, it's not the patriarchy. It's a gynocracy.
Gynocentrism is like a...
Okay, I want to hear from
Gynocentrism is the opposite of patriarchy. Just like misandrist is the opposite of misogyny.
Disagreeers.
One thing that I do agree with is the fact that birth control has a lot of side effects. And if I'm not going to take that, and a lot of people aren't going to take that and have the side effects, then I don't think men should have to either. I think we live in an over-sexualized society where we're trying to, yes, find ways to solve this issue because you cannot stop everybody from doing it. Why not preserve and protect yourself and not go around and sleep with everybody?
But that is
There's
message
a
is very
small
group of people that believe that, mostly in the faith-based communities. But as far
that's your right to be able to do that and make that decision, and you know, totally.
I just don't think it's ever going to get.
I don't think it should be like imposed on everybody type of a thing.
I'm not for male birth control by force. If somebody wants to take that, yes, but I think there needs to.
Dude, who the hell by force? What are we talking about? By force? No one makes women take birth control. Pardon me? Get out of here.
Be more comprehensive research and stuff. Female birth control is a little sketchy at times because there have been incidences where they've had to recall stuff because they I think one of them was like the old Yaz. They had to.
You fucking kidding me? So now he's gonna try to victimize women by talking about the side effects. Look, man, yo, check it. That's their choice, man. Everything is imperfect. Everything is imperfect. So now we're going to talk about the small percentage of women who had side effects from birth control?
Yeah. Because it was causing like blood clots or something?
Yeah, that's very common.
Well, guess what? Don't take birth control then.
Controls cause.
Yeah, and I hope we get to a place where we're not using things where hormone, because the other thing is a lot of people get blood tests to check their hormones on a regular basis. And actually, technically, female birth control is an oral steroid.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. It's actually a 19 nor, and like people are taking steroids.
I think we're going to find out decades from now how harmful this actually is, probably for both sexes.
And
unfortunately, like the pharmaceutical industry is so based on profit that like if they think men aren't going to take male birth control, they're not going to put in the research, they're not going to create it, they're not going to invest in it. So if we socialize and say, hey, like this is a responsibility men should also have, then we can get research into all birth control and make it safer and more effective for everyone, so that we don't, not everyone has to be experiencing these horrible side effects.
Being a mother is the most valuable thing a woman can do.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
You are a mother. I am a mother, but she'll be born later. When you choose to have a kid, you're putting aside not necessarily what.
Being a mother is the most important thing women can do. Being a mother is the most important thing a woman can do. It propagates, it furthers the species. It furthers our existence.
What you want to do in the future, because I believe that women have every opportunity to still pursue what they want to do, even becoming a mother. It's very fulfilling, in a sense, to be that selfless, to bring a human being into the world and give everything to them and watch them grow up and become their own person, and to feel that love unconditionally that something materialistic will never give you.
Yeah. I honestly don't remember my life before my son. And it really makes me sad today that more women, in 10 years, more women in the United States will be opting out of marriage, out of children.
We're going to run out of people.
That just is insane to me. It's innately in us to nurture and to love and to care and to create life. We literally give birth. It's an ability, a gift, and it's also, too much is given, much is required. It's a massive responsibility to raise a child, knowing that.
And this is why so many women are opting out of it, one way or another. Because women are allergic to responsibility.
Someone said earlier, your children are going to be the future of our planet.
Wow, I want to hear more from the disagreeers.
We're running the moms through the dirt. That's what I heard.
I think it's going to be the most valuable thing that I do in life, to have children and create a family. It's just such a subjective thing, and there's so many things that people contribute to the.
Now there's the feminist in her, subjective. Now look, are there things that certain women can do that might be more important in the grand scheme of things? Maybe. Right? Maybe. But women are the creators of life. Like, women, listen, man, without mothers, there would be no fathers. This is how it is.
The world. And for, I think, most women, when they leave this earth sitting on the deathbed, they probably will think the most powerful and valuable thing they've ever done is to create children. You know, there's like the famous quote, the greatest two things that
the chosen flaw says, I told you, white and black chick is based. Yeah, she is.
You can leave on this earth when you die is art and children. And I think a lot of people are going to feel that way. I just don't want to subscribe value to somebody who doesn't see that as
or somebody who can't have kids or just chooses not to.
Right.
You know, there's other ways to achieve greatness. But being a mom is a great thing. I think we all.
Being a good mom.
Does anyone?
Being a good mom, yes.
Being a good mom. There's a lot of people who are moms.
Yes.
Everybody's a good mom.
I was raised by a single mom.
Yeah, no shit. Andrej says, why is the audio so fast? Yeah, I cranked it up to 150% so I could protect my channel. So I'm less likely to get hit with a copyright strike.
On top of that, I was also adopted. So my birth mother had to make an incredibly difficult choice to decide not to pursue raising this child. And then my mother, who is a single mom, raised me and raised my siblings. The thing is she was also like a teacher and a professor and a principal and an administrator. Honestly, what feminism really should be about and is about is making it so that women, if they choose to be a mother and just do that for their entire life, they get as much respect and value and everything that they should be afforded as someone who decides to be a billionaire CEO as a woman.
The feminist movement is teaching women that it's the worst thing you could possibly do because you're going to lose your money and you're going to.
I disagree, and I think sometimes some people live in echo chambers, and that might be a problem. But like, also, here's the other thing:
What?
We're not having children because it's economically difficult. Because in America, we like
this dude, Daniel. This guy doesn't even know what a real feminist is. The other girl just sat here and told us what the general consensus is. And he's like, well, that's in an echo chamber. Nah, bruh, like, this is universal.
It's really hard to have a kid. It's really expensive. We don't have healthcare. We don't.
You're fine, but not everyone.
I know, but I'm saying that, you know, what the act of having a kid takes two people.
Yes, but me and my girlfriend, we could probably afford a kid, but right now it's probably not good because
and you're making that decision.
But here's the other thing: not everybody has that decision to make, and it's actually economic.
Not everybody has that decision to make. When you have unprotected sex, you are making a decision, guys. See, what he's trying to do is he's trying to remove the action from the responsibility. When you have unprotected sex, okay, you are, in essence, indirectly signing a waiver that says, I'm going to accept all responsibility for my actions. Whether there's a pregnancy, an STD, some sort of emotional damage, that's still a choice, bruh.
It's really hard to have a kid in this country. Somebody's gonna have to stop working. Somebody's gonna have to make less money. There's not healthcare.
When I had my son, I had no means. I had been trafficked. Obviously, I made the decision to see it as life and to have the child. And I had the child. And I was homeless in Newport Beach 8 years ago.
Homeless in Newport Beach, oh boy. Newport Beach is a great place to be homeless at.
Son was just still nursing, 10 months old, worked around the clock, and didn't stop until he was almost 5 years old, so until I got my degree.
How do you handle childcare?
And the county pays for it. That's why I'm trying to say we do have resources. I was a full-time student, and because
Newport Beach. Like, that's not everywhere.
That is literally everywhere. Are these guys going to sit here and deny that our very government incentivizes single motherhood? The government has made being a single mom more lucrative or a better life for women than actually being a mother with a family. What are these guys talking about?
And dissect every county and see which counties offer it.
California is one of the more exceptional.
So I do think there's resources if you look for them. And I don't think that just saying...
Okay, Reddington, I don't have a problem with Janelle. Stop it. Now I know. Now I know you're being funny. Come on.
Oh,
come on. Nah, Devin, I think he was just
expensive to have
fun.
a kid.
Woe is me. I can't have a kid because I'm too poor. No, we live in a country where, like I said earlier, we have the opportunities to pursue what we can and what we want to do. And I don't think the feminist movement has any place to tell someone that they're too dumb or too poor to be able to have a kid.
Hell yeah.
But that is what the feminist movement is doing.
I agree. Yeah, maybe it's not as cool or fashionable to become a parent. Maybe like that's not what people are.
Maybe it's not as cool or fashionable to become a parent. You think? You think that this is what the feminist movement tells girls? Don't have children.
Are valuing feminism to me, and I think to the other guys here is just like viewing the sexes equally and feeling like they should have equal opportunity. I don't think it expands much beyond that. No one here is saying it's not cool to be a mom or women shouldn't aspire to be a mom if that's.
Yes, but if you go out and you talk to feminists about that, this is what they will tell you.
It's going to be fulfilling to them. If that's like your path, by all means, I think you should do it. My wife was very specific and like direct with me when we started dating. She's like, I want to have kids. This is important to me. Are you on board or not? And that was a goal that we set for ourselves. But she's not just a mom. You know, there's other things. She has other ambitions, and she can.
Dude, she's not just a mom. Ladies. Being a good mom, honestly, man, being a good mom, that is, good mothers are probably, they are a diminishing resource. There are not that many. Dude, I'm telling you, man. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there are not as many good moms as there used to be. There are not as many good moms as there used to be. Even this guy just poo-pooed. Well, she's not just a mom. What the hell else does she need to do? Dude, if a woman is a great mom, there's nothing else she needs to prove to the world. A woman who is a good mom has shown temperance. She's shown strength, responsibility, resilience, patience, stick-to-itiveness, consistency, affection, love, compassion. Like, this is, dude, these people are sitting here talking about mothers as if they don't matter. No, good moms matter, man. Good moms matter, dude. So for this guy to sit here and say, well, she's not just a mother, fam, come on, man.
Do both of those things, and I think we all feel that that's possible. So when I hear you say, like,
ooh, Snow Demi says, good moms are as rare as high-value men. Oh, shit, I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Feminism is saying that, like, moms can't do this or don't be a mom. I'm not sharing that experience of
well,
that
good.
Information.
We don't shame motherhood. Like, our side, we promote it a lot of the times, but whenever you hear the opposite thing, it's usually from the feminists.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Men need to be masculine to keep their families safe.
Oh, yeah, real talk. Oh, of course the jacked guy walks up.
Look at him. I think there's a reason why people love Andrew Tate. And whatever you think about him in regards to what he's being accused of, which he has not been proven, but that's neither here nor there, men gravitated toward that. Why? Because he spoke to men in a sense of being a man, being a protector. And
Joel Evangelista said, clip this, Don, so I can send it to a bunch of people. Oh, are you talking about the mom thing? All right. Yeah, Devin, remind me to do the mom thing. Clip the mom thingy.
You have to be in charge of all your faculties and think more critically. So those...
The rational male says, don't talk to me or my son ever again. Rollo doesn't have a son. Rollo doesn't have a son. Yo, guys, look, if you're gonna troll, man, do your research. But this is funny. This is how slick Tony thinks he is. Tony knows that Rollo does not have a son. So he created a Rollo account and gave me false information to try and throw us off the scent. Tony, we know this is you. We know this is you. We know you're a psycho. We know you're obsessed with me and the CME. We know that you're doing everything in your power to try to stop it. Come on. Get out of here. Ooh.
Those aspects of masculinity appeal to men because men want to innately protect. If I go on a date and you take me on a date and he's like, no, I wouldn't, but that's okay. And you take me to a dinner and you don't sit.
Some guy says, damn, Don, there are some trolls all the damn time. Dude, it's only one person, dude. It's only one person. You see, Tony wants us to think that the public at large doesn't like me. Nope, it's just him. It's just him. He's the one that cares enough to do all of this. Like, dude, guys, like, I'm a nobody. Who the hell's going to come in here and troll me? No, it's him.
Facing the door, I'm never going out on another date with you. It's not like we're helpless, like, oh, I can't do anything. But having a man stand by you, protect you and your family and your children, masculinity is very important.
There are situations, like, for example, like, I'm like 230 pounds, my girlfriend's like 110, 5'2". Like, there's no way if somebody breaks in the house that she's gonna fight them off, unless she has a gun on her or something. But so in that situation, I would fill that masculine role. But like anybody can be strong. Anybody, like in a situation where I'm not there, I would hope if we had kids, she could protect them and defend them like the best she could.
No. If Devin and I had children, the protocol. You know what? I'll actually give you the example. When I leave town, like last weekend, I went to Minneapolis. I went to Minneapolis to shoot the Minneapolis pod, right? When I go out of town, Devin has a weapon that, you know, sends projectile objects through the air very, very quickly, and it can be deadly. Now, when I'm home, she keeps it in the safe. But when I'm not, she keeps it right next to her on the nightstand. That way, if somebody should happen to break in, she can defend herself. She can defend herself effectively. But when I'm there, she doesn't need to. She doesn't need to. Now, if somebody were to break in the house, the first thing I would do is I would say, Devin, grab the weapon and hide in the closet. Grab the weapon and hide in a closet. That's what I would do. I'd go down, I'd handle the situation, and then that would be that.
Where I get the issue with like, oh, men need to be masculine. It's,
oh my God, I smell that pot roast. Jesus Christ.
Like, oh, men need to always go work and bring the money and all this stuff. Because my girlfriend, she's highly educated. She actually makes way more money than I do. Like, way more. I work as
I know. Minneapolis, I screwed that up, yeah.
Personal trainer. I don't make as much as she does. It is traditionally not very masculine for a woman to make more money than a man. And I know some people, they will be like, oh, you're not a real man if your woman makes more money than you. That's pathetic.
Who the hell said that? Who the hell said that? Who says that you're not a man if your woman makes more than you? No. What we do say is that if your woman makes more than you, at some point, she is going to lose attraction and subsequent respect for you. I know that's hard to hear. But it's the truth. Women do not respect men as much if they do not make more money than they do.
Why is she with you? You sound like a loser, things like that. And I don't let that define my masculinity. I used to be insecure about it, but now I've grown more mature, and I feel like we're getting to a society where that's less of a problem. And like some people might disagree with this.
Billy Buster says, there's a reason why they don't let Donovan on Rule 0 anymore. Ryan Stone pulled the trigger. You're out, Donnie. Fam, I haven't been on Rule 0 in like 3.5 years. Like, dude, what? What are you talking about? Dude, Billy Buster is in here acting like he's got this breaking, like, fam, like, I was never kicked out of Rule 0. I was never kicked out of Rule 0. Oh, Billy. No, leave Billy alone. Leave Billy alone. Leave him alone, guys. Leave him alone. He says, Ryan Stone's woman makes more than him. Donovan is capping. If that's what you want to believe, that's perfectly fine.
And like, but it's just my opinion. I think.
Oh, the pot roast. Oh my God. Okay, just real quick. I have to talk about it. I got to talk about it. Devin makes the best pot roast. It was the first thing she ever made for me, and it was the first time I'd ever visited her place. She made me pot roast. I ate myself sick, man. Dude, we almost couldn't have sex that night. It was crazy.
To raise a son, it's easier if you're a man. It doesn't have to be a father. It could be an uncle or some positive role model. Same thing with a positive female role model. Because like, I don't know what it's like to be like a female going through puberty, but I was a young man. Right now, a lot of our young men are misguided.
Devin says, what is it with the fake Rollo, Hotep, and Stone drama? Dude, what they're trying to do, see, what Tony is trying to do, Tony is trying to create this false narrative. See, here's the thing. Tony Johnson has alienated everyone. He's burned all of his bridges. And so what he is now trying to do is he's trying to create these fake accounts to come in here and talk about, oh, why did he get kicked out of, no, Hotep Jesus did not get kicked out of the CME. Hotep Jesus called me and said, hey man, I just got a job at Fox News, so I'm not going to be able to attend the CME. Me and Hotep are still cool. So all of this fake outrage, like, and guys, it's one guy. One dude. He is trying to make it, he's trying He's trying to make me think that all of these people, nope, only person that's against me is him. The only person that's against me is him. And that's because the CME has effectively ended the 21 convention.
Guided, a lot of them are making bad decisions, and it's because like a lot of these young men get this testosterone boost, their brains aren't fully developed, and they like the vast majority of crimes are committed by 16 to 23-year-olds.
The reason I walk forward is about exactly what you just said. Men have these feelings and this aggression often deep inside them, and it's about using that aggression or those feelings that you have to protect rather than to inflict.
I guess I'm just not entirely sure what like just masculinity in general has to do with keeping people safe.
Could I quickly respond? In that I just think it's that men have that natural propensity towards it. If I think of roles in society that are protectors, we could say police officers. Anybody's going to take on that role of physical aggression in order to stop a bad situation from happening. Men tend to take those roles, and if you just look at the demographics of those roles in particular, men choose to take that on, and they persevere and drive for it.
Let's say I get married to a guy, and he wants to be a stay-at-home dad. That's fine. I enjoy working, so I actually wouldn't be totally opposed to me.
Say what? Oh no, nope, Tori. Nope. That's where we diverge. That's where we diverge. See, Tori thinks that she'd be okay with a stay-at-home husband. She wouldn't be because she's a woman. You see, a stay-at-home husband, stay-at-home dads are what class? Unattractive.
Me grabbing the gun if an intruder came in and being the one to kill somebody if my husband's normally like the one protecting the kids, I guess. I don't think it necessarily matters who's protecting the family, just somebody must.
I like what you said.
Yes, somebody must, but 9 times out of 10, if there's 11 times out of 10, if there is a man in the house, it's the man who protects the family. That's just what we do, guys.
About intuition, though, like my wife has a lot of intuition. I think she's better than...
some guy says, damn, Hotep getting a job on Fox, he's really moving up. Like, fam. Like, he's been he's been with Fox News for like a year and a half now. Where y'all been, man?
Me,
yeah, sorry about that.
You know, to avoid unsafe situations.
But to physically combat a stranger that's at your door with a gun and mask on and is breaking in.
Yeah, it's convenient to have someone who's more like him than...
But would you send your wife with intuitive to use her intuitive powers to handle that, to protect? Or would you use your masculine, my daughter's protected, I'm going down there?
If we get attacked, I'm going to do everything I can to protect my family.
There you go. See, he can't answer the question directly. Janelle just made a great point. If somebody breaks in your house with the intent to do harm, you're not sending your wife down there. And even if you wanted to send your wife down there, she ain't going. Because women are supposed to survive. There's the fight or flight response. Men typically go towards fight. Women almost always go towards flight. Because it is not in a woman's DNA to run towards the danger. It's just not.
That's not men having to be masculine. I just think that's people protecting those they love. I think when women are put in situations where they have to protect their families, they can exert tremendous force. Obviously, they're more.
How do they see? There he goes with the like Destiny calls it tricky word games. He will not. Thank you. Shane Bowen says he's arguing in bad faith. Yeah, exactly. He's arguing in bad faith. He is not going to acknowledge the fundamental truth that he is going to confront the danger while his wife takes the kids and goes to safety. Like, this is the masculine and feminine role.
Vulnerable because they're not typically like as strong on average.
Pumped full of testosterone, right?
But I don't think like this is something men have to do. I think you gotta be careful.
What? It's not that we have to do it. It's in our DNA. Like, if somebody breaks in the house, I'm not, well, since I'm the man, I guess I gotta go downstairs. No, it's instinct. We don't think, we just go. What is this guy talking about?
About putting pressure on men to embody some sort of like
macho. Here we go. Anytime someone describes masculinity as macho, they're always arguing in bad faith. Macho or machismo. Dude, there's no macho or machismo. It's just masculinity. Oops.
I've had men in my life who like macho, tough, violent.
I don't think it's macho.
I've had men in my life who like embody that tough role, and it like creates uncomfortable environments. It sometimes invites aggression, danger to the situation.
God. Are you serious? So you have friends who were just so macho, just danger, just found their way? Fuck out of here.
Certain role playing that I think men actually it's beneficial to grow out of.
Why do you think it's a role though? What if that's just who they are?
Thank you.
Well, then I think they should go to therapy and work on it.
So I should go to therapy and work on the fact and work on my fight or flight response? Yeah, you know, the reason I'm here in therapy is someone broke in the house. I went down there, I confronted the intruder, I eradicated it, but I don't want to be macho anymore. This guy is suggesting that men go to counseling to tamp down our masculine instincts. And Tori asked the right question. What if it's who they are? The answer is it is absolutely who we are. We don't do this because, okay, this is the No, it's instinct. We do not think.
Play a sport and get out that aggression.
So I understand.
Aggression isn't bad.
I always hear from other male feminists like, oh, that guy's trying to be a macho guy. Why?
Okay, so here's the thing. I think sometimes it's not genuine. He's playing a character. Actually, I'm usually the one to de-escalate situations because of how I look and how I'm.
Okay, see, now we've switched conversations because he's playing a character. Ain't nobody playing a character when somebody breaks in the house, fam. Like, nobody's role-playing. Like no one's going down there, I'm Andrew Tate, and you've broken into my house. I'm going to shoot you because you want to steal my Bugatti. I am the cancer. No, it's not a role. It's not a character we play. We don't play characters in real life. When someone puts you and your loved ones in danger, we don't pretend to do anything.
Presented, so I de-escalate. And actually, I always tell people I don't, and I always encourage young men, avoid the fight.
Yeah.
If you can avoid
Of
it, stay away.
course!
If you have to, obviously do what you have to
Of course. Avoid the fight. Of course.
do, like survive. And I would say to women or anything, but don't start and actually try to deter, get away, because violence should be always the last resort. Violence only brings more violence.
The differences between men and women should be celebrated.
I'm talking about poles of energy. We have polarity in everything in the universe. From the battery, you can't put two negatives into a battery and it work. You can't put two positives. Has to go flop. So there's poles day and night. Everything, yin yang. It's energy, and we are energy.
I don't think everything's polar though.
It
like,
is, though.
Why apply one lens to
Well,
the
you
whole
just set
universe?
forward with the prompt that said that masculine men and women's
Well,
differences.
Thank you. There you go. She just got him. Why does everything have to be polar? See? Yes, dude, life needs polarity. And Janelle just made the perfect example. The way batteries are. You can't use a battery that's negative on both sides or positive on both sides. It's the same thing.
Celebrate it.
I want to celebrate the difference between men and women, but I feel like you have this tendency to apply sometimes like these quantum or
because
like
it is because we live in a quantum
macro
universe of
ideas
masculine and
to
feminine
everything.
energy.
But you
It
guys
just
do
doesn't
the
have to
same
be
thing too, though.
I think he's just saying to celebrate differences doesn't mean we exist on two opposite poles.
I'm saying that.
Yeah,
So
like,
I'm saying that.
there's things exist in nature that are triangles or triads. Like not everything's yin and yang. You know?
But
It's
it
just-
kind of is. I actually believe that the masculine.
No, it is. Yes, everything is the yin and the yang. Guys, this is just the dangerous way of thinking, man. Like people who who how can I put this? How can I put this? Give me a minute.
Energy.
Triangles or triads, like not everything's yin and
Yeah, the reason this is funny. People who think everything is subjective, you don't really know what they believe. Because these people are the kind of, well, not everything is black and white. You're right, not everything is black and white. But there are some things that are black and white. That's all there is to it.
yang. You know,
But it kind of is. I actually believe that the masculine energy is elevated in a sense that they have more responsibility as protector, provider. And so for women, we lean to them and we look up to them as the leader. So not to say that they're not equal, but there's a little bit more responsibility in the masculine field. And without those outlines of structure, then we have chaos and we don't have a society. We have no more children because women aren't having children anymore.
I don't think I fear chaos as much as you. You threw in a little nugget. I have to take it. You do see women as not.
I don't see them as the same level as me.
I just
You're
wouldn't.
right.
I would encourage you, like from a
Oh, here he comes. I would encourage you to change your thinking.
loving place to just maybe challenge that. Like,
I
how
challenge all the time.
might your experience
I
change
think
if you saw
women.
yourself?
I think women are 4 quarters. A guy is $1. I think they're equal. They're just not the same.
Yeah, I think that
Oh, I like that. Women are 4 quarters, men are $1. We are equal, we're just not the same. I agree with that. Listen, men are not superior to women and women are not superior to men. Men are not inferior to women and women are not inferior to men. This is the very definition of polarity, the yin and the yang. The species cannot survive without one of the sexes, right? And he says that I don't fear chaos. Of course not. You're a man. You're a man. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to not fear chaos.
the prompt and what I really took to is that it's so important for you guys to celebrate your femininity and celebrate what it means to be a woman for you, and we will joyfully celebrate that with you, right? And likewise to us. However we want to express our masculinity, that should be celebrated, right?
Sorry. Ken Rose, $5, says women running into danger puts civilization at risk. Exactly. That's why they don't do it.
In whichever way you had to do it, and like I said, I don't think it's as rigid as like we want society, like some people want us to think it is, but it should be celebrated because there are innate differences that are like just biological, and there's going to be those differences, and there shouldn't be anything frowned upon. Like women being like more softer or emotional, it shouldn't be something frowned upon. But if a man chooses to be that shouldn't be like that's feminine, that's not masculine. That's we should celebrate those qualities in people.
Yes, but there are definitions. There are gender roles. There is feminine and there is masculine.
Disagree a step forward.
Men are more enslaved than ever before.
is a tough one, huh?
I agree with most of what everyone said. It's just the should. I agree that the differences between men and women can be celebrated, and I celebrate it. I think most people do to some extent. Do as you please. Yeah.
I feel like it's important to celebrate it because I know for me, part of with gender dysphoria,
Jesus.
really enjoyed.
I don't care. Don't care.
Really
don't care.
Yeah, you guys are all very helpful.
Oh, sorry.
Got to see another side of feminism.
All right, very good. Well, that was interesting. That was interesting. At least they did it. At least they did it respectfully, right? At least they did it respectfully. But you know, the guys were, you know, they're just condescending and it's ridiculous. All right, guys, I don't think I have. Hang on. Hold on a second. Oh, how about that? Hang on. All right, sorry about that, guys. All right, cool. Very good. I guess everything has been loaded. Everything has been properly loaded. Yeah, Jay Belay says, I wish they brought a man. I don't know why. I think the reason why they always bring Decepticons into these conversations is because Decepticons are always good at diffusing and diluting the subject matter. Well, as a Decepticon, dude, the same things don't apply. The same things don't always apply. Guys, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. You guys got a little sneak peek there. You guys got a little sneak peek there. I was going to tell you guys to get my new free ebook, Dead Bedroom, but all right. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Yep. Sorry, guys. Yep. She did. Okay. Yep. Hey, listen, man. Hey, look, check it out. I keep trying to tell y'all. Tony Johnson loves to talk about how how fat and ugly my woman is. She is not fat, and she is damn sure not ugly. Yep. Yeah, that was not. I was. Some things got mixed up. It's supposed to be the dead bedroom. Thing. Ay. Yeah, you guys got a little. You guys got a nice little eyeful there, didn't you? Yeah. I did not mean to do that. I'll tell y'all right now, I did not mean to do that. Oops, wait a minute. Let's go shift. There we go. Guys, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Donovan Sharpe TSR, as well as on Twitter at Donovan's Den. As I said before, make sure you scoop up my newest free ebook, Dead Bedroom, The Cure for a Sexless Relationship. Just go to tsracademy.com/free, plug in your very best email, follow the instructions in the book, and watch your relationship go from the desert to the rainforest. Yeah, we do it live, guys. That is going to do it for this, the 950th edition of TSR Live. My thanks to all of my members, patrons, Sharpe Stream members, and Super Chatters. Have a good night, guys. We'll see you next time.